You know who my next guest is. She is a UFC flyweight fighter with a 7-4 record. I am joined today by Paige VanZant. Paige, how are you today?
I'm doing so good. Enjoying a little bit of sun while Austin's cutting weight. So we're just laying out by the pool.
Yeah, taking advantage of the good weather, right? Because I've seen you guys out on the boat and everything. It's a really good summertime in Pacific Northwest. Am I right?
It's awesome here. Yeah, the summers here are beautiful. You definitely pay for it, though, because it rains a lot during the winter. But it's so pretty.
No, that's great. So we heard the latest with you. Obviously, the arm, you had the broken arm in your last fight, and I know you have to get surgery on that again. What's the latest on that for those who might be wondering?
Yeah, so I go in for surgery actually 2 days after the Contender Series. So I get it done. It would be like, what, the 19th, I think. So I go in. They have to take a bone graft from my hip and fill the crack in my arm because it just never healed for whatever reason. My arm is still broken, so they don't really know why. So they're going to go in and fill the crack and then put a brand new plate in and a bunch of screws, much more screws. So hopefully if this one all goes well, I should be back using my arm within 2 months. And then I still am planning to get back in the octagon this year. I'm hoping the end of the year in Vegas.
Okay, well, that's good. How has it been, though? Because I know you can't train too much. You're still in the gym, though. I'm pretty sure I've seen you there with Austin, helping him get ready for his fight.
Yeah, I'm pretty much in the gym consistently as much as I can. And that could have been part of the issue that my bone didn't heal the way it was supposed to, is I jumped right back into it a little bit early. I'm still working out, still trying to stay in good shape, because when I go in, I'll have to be down and out for a few months. I want to be able to stay in shape while I'm recovering, and then be able to get back into the octagon as soon as possible.
And I referenced it there, your fiance, Austin Vanderford, getting that opportunity on the Contender Series. How excited were you when you found out that he was going to be on, one of the best shows around right now that helps you get to the UFC?
Oh, it's awesome, and especially because I know he's so talented, and this fight is the perfect matchup for him. And to be able to have the opportunity to fight in front of Dana and get a UFC contract is huge. And, I wouldn't be promoting it so much if I wasn't just like super excited, and then I'm so confident in his skill, so I'm excited for it.
That's good. Do you think that the whole Paige VanZant's man thing actually got some headway in him getting this fight, do you think?
Hey, anything helps, but
yeah.
I don't know, we'll see. And I'm big on social media, and I know what level it can have and how much pull it has over a lot of the stuff that goes on. So yeah, we'll see.
Now, I know you're at the gym with him a lot. Does he, because he's in training camp, because he's got this fight coming up next week, do you have to give him his space a little bit, or are you there supporting him? How does that work as you guys being a couple? Because you guys both fight, so you must sort of understand what you like and what you don't like.
Yeah, we pretty much understand exactly what's going on, especially being around him when he's cutting weight, knowing exactly what he's going through. And been there, done that, so he has no excuses for being cranky, because I go through it too. So he's definitely not allowed to sass off. But where just I get to be around and be supportive and help him make his weight cut meals, and just be there through the whole process, because it is so stressful, and trying to make it as easy as possible.
Absolutely. Now, are you going to be cornering him for his fight?
No, I'm not going to be cornering him for this one. I just get to go and sit in the audience and just be a part of the crowd.
That's great. Yeah, your team's been on a roll lately. Ricky Simone got signed recently, and he's got that fight coming up at the end of the month. So the morale at the camp right now must be pretty good.
It's awesome. Yeah, Ricky just fought in the UFC. He's got another fight coming up, and then we have our teammate Rudy fights for Bellator this weekend, or I think it's a Saturday. So we have a bunch of people that are just doing so good, and Rick Story just won his fight from our camp. So a lot of amazing stuff going on, and a lot of great fighters from our team.
That's awesome. Now, one other thing I got to bring up, we talked about surgery on the arm. I know you had some other surgery, which I don't have to point out, but I got to ask, so was there any concerns about that just with your fight career? Because I know, there can be some complications with that. There are fighters who have that type of surgery, but was there any, warnings about that when you got that done?
No, and I did it pretty strategically. I'm healing from an arm surgery, so I was down and out, so it was the perfect timing. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
How have you dealt with the feedback on social media? Because you know how fans are. They can be a little bit weird.
I don't really pay attention at all. My social media, I'm really good at promoting myself on it and pushing the things that I want pushed. But other than that, I don't really pay attention to any negativity or anything that goes on my page, because with any sort of positive attention, there's going to be the negative attention as well. And I just try to be a positive light and share all the positive things that are going on.
And speaking of positive things, your book came out, and I know it's been really well received. How has that been? You're only 24 years old, but you're a role model to a lot of women out there. Has there been a lot of messages since the book came out of people maybe sharing similar struggles and maybe asking for advice?
Yeah, there's been a lot. I've been really fortunate. I've had a lot of people react really well to my book coming out, and I've been able to connect with the people that I feel like I put the book out for them. I've been able to talk with them, and I've had a lot of people message me and share similar stories, and be able to connect with people. It has been really, really awesome.
That's great. I'm going to switch things up a little bit here. We just had Ronda Rousey go in the Hall of Fame, and of course, she's now made her way to WWE. Is pro wrestling something you'd ever consider doing after your career's over?
Yeah, definitely. Well, even before my career is over, I would love to make an appearance in the WWE. I love the organization, and I think it is really awesome. So, and it just takes such a different form of athleticism, and I feel like I'd have a great crossover because of my Dancing with the Stars experience, and then also my MMA experience and my athletic backgrounds. But I'm focused right now on just healing my arm. I can't really do anything until that's done.
Is there someone you like watching now, as far as pro wrestling, that you really like, that you really get excited to watch?
I wouldn't say necessarily that there's a specific person I like watching. I'm really definitely into the WWE divas, so I like the women. So whenever the women are on, I focus on them.
Yeah, and they have that Total Divas show. Is that something you and Austin would ever do, like a reality type show where they follow you around, or would you get sick of the cameras?
No, I definitely don't think we'd get sick of it, but we'll see if the opportunity arises. We'll cross that bridge if it comes.
Okay, and has there been any talks about you potentially going over to the WWE, or is this just you're hoping that'll happen down the line?
I have a lot of things in the works, especially, I'm still building up my career while I can, since I've had to take time off of fighting and doing a whole lot of stuff in the combat world. I'm just trying to promote and do as much stuff and the other things that I do in this world too.
Absolutely. Did you watch pro wrestling at all growing up?
No, I didn't watch UFC growing up either. We didn't really have TV, so we watched a lot of just like VHSs. So I didn't really get exposed to this world until I started training.
Oh, interesting. Do you pay attention at all now? Like, are you following what Ronda's doing at all?
Yeah, I pay attention as much as I can. I mean, of course, we don't have a lot of time to sit around and watch TV. I watch the fights and record them whenever I can, and then we have our few shows on Netflix. But other than that, just being a fan, and I would love to go to the live shows. That's where I'm more of a live show sports person.
Yeah, you got to see if Dana White can hook that up. Brock Lesnar's coming back and to the UFC, so I'm sure there's some relation there. You could probably get Dana to put in a good word for you, get some free tickets.
Yeah, I think so.
What do you think about that, Brock Lesnar returning? I'm sure you saw over the weekend he's now probably going to be fighting Daniel Cormier next. What was your reaction when you saw all that?
I thought it was awesome. More so, I'm just so impressed with Daniel Cormier's performance, and everything that he did in there was just awesome. And then, of course, the build up to have him fight someone like Brock would be huge. But good job for DC, and I hope he really takes in this moment and is really proud for his accomplishments.
We talked about pro wrestling. Is being an analyst or of commentators something that would ever interest you, after your career's over?
I would definitely love to. Some sort of sports analyst, whether it be within the UFC or within other sports, I would love, because I do follow sports as much as I can. So I think that's definitely, and I love being on camera and I love being on TV. So that was definitely something that's an option for me when my fighting career is over.
You mentioned Netflix. What are you and Austin watching right now? Because I heard that you sort of get to pick what goes on there. He says he's kind of just like, whatever Paige wants, we'll go for it.
Yeah, we watch a lot of The Office. We've been really into documentaries lately, watching a lot of those like kind of murder mystery documentaries. So a little bit of everything here and there.
That's excellent. And as far as timeline and everything you mentioned there, so you're hoping end of year, right, is when you want to get back in there?
Yeah, that's the plan. I mean, it's all pending on my arm. I thought I would be fighting like a month or two ago with the first surgery, and I thought my arm would heal, but it just didn't. So it's really pending on what happens with my arm. So all prayers up to a speedy recovery and hoping this one actually works this time, and then I'll get a fight set.
And I know you guys have the wedding coming up soon. How's that going, just with Austin's fight going on and all your stuff that's going on? Has that been difficult to plan all that?
I mean, we're kind of taking it easy right now. We're really simple. So I think we're going to really actually start planning everything after his fight and after my arm surgery. We just have too much on our plates right now to really focus on getting all the details taken care of.
Excellent. And one more question for you here. What is your favorite thing to do in the Pacific Northwest in the summer? Boating, swimming, all of the above. What do you like getting up to in the summer?
I guess, but we've been doing a lot of boating with our coach lately, which is really fun. But I mean, I'm not in town very often, so just relaxing whenever I can is what I really miss.
Yeah, and you've been back home for a while now, as far as moving back and everything. You know, how nice is that just to not have any distractions? Because I know sometimes, you know, when you're out in California or out in Vegas, there is a lot of outside stuff coming in. Do you kind of feel like it keeps you kind of focused on the task at hand?
I think so, and especially being here, I definitely get to relax and just focus on training. But again, I mean, especially since I haven't been able to fight, I've been taking a lot of, business opportunities and business trips. I've been traveling a lot lately, so actually haven't been home often. So right now, it just feels good to be here and be home.
Excellent, Paige. Well, thank you so much for the time. I know how busy you are. I really appreciate it. Just remind people where they can find you on social media, and if you have any other sponsors or thank yous or anything like that, the floor is yours.
Yeah, you can just find me on Instagram and Twitter. It's at Paige VanZant.